Hey people, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to look into AI document chat, basically a simple RAG application which we are going to build as a prototype, which you can scale it in the later point of time if you find something interesting. Okay, so how is this application works, or what is the workflow of this application? So firstly, user uploads the document. Currently I have it for PDF and text file via Streamlit interface. Then document processes, and then it stores I'm not able to speak. Then it stores the processed chunks into vector DB. It creates the embeddings basically using Hugging Face, Mini, LM, L6, and then query processing, basically retrieval of query, and then LM response generation, and then displays the result. Okay, so this is the overall workflow of the project. Now if you look into technical architecture, what we have used here, document uploader, that is loader, PyPDF we have used, and text loader to support PDF and text formats, and then text splitter we have used to split our data into chunks, and then we have used embeddings. So embeddings here in nothing but you are converting your data or the textual format into number format, okay, and storing it into vector database. And vector database here currently we are using is ChromaDB, okay, with MMR search. Now this search I will explain you, and we are using cosine similarity with top K4 retrieval, and front end and LLM we are using Streamlit. LLM is Ollama. Here Ollama is basically a platform which helps you get an LLM into your local machine. So I'm not pulling it from anything. It's just a local LLM, you can say, which I have created or fine-tuned. Then LangChain framework, so RAG chain orchestration, prompt template, output passing, and retrieval pipeline. Okay, now secondly, core technologies. Okay, coming back to Ollama. What is Ollama here? So it's an open source platform for running large language models locally on your machine. No cloud dependencies, complete privacy. Okay, so this is your local LLM basically. Now key configuration is model is RAG assistant optimized for RAG. Temperature currently is set to 0.1. Now this temperature can helps you how your LLM is creative. Okay, larger the temperature, more creative it gets, and lower the temperature, more focused or deterministic it is. Okay, context window is how many tokens max it can generate, and then response limit is 512 tokens, so one response can give you this much, I think so. Okay, then why we are using Ollama? So privacy first, and also I wanted to try it, no API, fast interface on CPU GPU. So current current setup is enough for Ollama for what I have. Okay, the next is vector database. So what is ChromaDB here? It is an open source embedding database designed for AI applications. Stores document chunks as high dimensional vector for semantic search. Okay, so here semantic search is very important. So semantic in the sense the context of whatever search it is doing is also maintained. Okay, and search type MMR, right? So it is maximal marginal relevance balances. Okay, so here relevance is how well chunks match your query. So let's say what is the holiday for year 2026, this is the query, then it will search for the holiday document if it is there in the vector DB. Okay, then diversity reduces redundant results, so basically repetitive results it will reduce. Okay, lambda is 0.7, that means 70% relevance and 30% diversity. Now these are some retrieval configurations. So cosine distance we are using here currently with top K4 search results. Okay, and it will evaluate around 12 candidates, that means 12 chunks basically, whatever it is creating. Now code execution, how this works is app initialization. So it goes here and then it comes into init stage, get RAG pipeline. I will go through the code. Okay, and then user uploads it, hash check, RAG load documents, then this happens, and finally input add messages, RAG query, and display the answer. Okay, so this is how the simple code is, and key features will come at the end. Sorry. Okay, so let's go to the code execution part. Now if you see here, there are two modules here. One is app.py and the RAG pipeline. So app.py is basically your Streamlit setup, and RAG pipeline is your entire RAG setup, how the QA chain is set up, how prompt is set up. Okay, so these are the things we have imported. One is recursive character splitter, then ChromaDB, embedding, Hugging Face, then PyPDF and text loader for text and PDF, and then templates, string output parser, and other things which are needed. Okay, now if you come below, right, if you see here, we are using here Hugging Face embedding model, right? So all mini L6, this is the embedding model, and if you see the batch size is 32, that is the embedding. Okay, this is how embedding is done. Okay, now here Ollama runs on localhost 11437. If you see here, it is currently running here, so Ollama is running. Okay, so this is very important, your Ollama should be running. Okay, and in the different terminal, I have run the app.py. If you see where it is, I think here, yeah, if you see Streamlit, run app.py. Okay, so from here the execution starts. Basically it will call everything. Okay, and if you see here AI chat doc, and I have already run it. Okay, so if I go here, if you see here AI document chat. Okay, so this is the thing which is here. Okay, AI document chat, and this emoji is also there. If you see, this is the emoji. Okay, and now this private runs locally, everything is coming from here. Okay, now first it will start with from get RAG pipeline or whatever things. So first we need to browse and upload the files here. So once I click on browse files, let me go to the desktop here and click on test. So this is a notepad, just a text document. Okay, I will show you what it is. So till it parses. Okay, okay, let it, okay, let me minimize this. Now this is the test document. Basically you are able to see this, right? So it is a simple text format which explains the RAG. Okay, now let me go to our chatbot. Okay, so if you see, it shows how much space it is giving. Now once I click on process document, it will do everything internally. Okay, so it will convert it into chunks, then embeddings, and then once it is ready, you can ask anything. Okay, but there are few options I have mentioned, summary and key points. If I click on key points, it is analyzing this documents, and then it will give us the key points. Okay, okay, so let's wait for it to generate. Let me go to the flow. Okay, now init stage initializes the session, get RAG pipeline. Okay, from here the things start. Okay, so from here get RAG pipeline, if you search this, okay, yeah, so basically it will call this class. Okay, now it will go to here, go to declaration. Now it came here. Okay, so how the flow is, first to load the embedding model. Okay, and then once we click on load documents, right, it will go to it, and it will look into how many length of documents is. Okay, so based on that length, if it will choose how much should be the chunk size. Okay, and is there any overlap needed. Okay, that it checks. Okay, once it does, it splits the document based on those chunks. Okay, and then it will create a vector store. Okay, and from this vector store it will store it in the format of embeddings. Okay, so first chunking and then embedding, and then it will set up a QA chain. So QA chain is nothing but it will give us whatever query we type, it will fetch top K4 results. Okay, and the search type, if you see, it is MMR. Okay, and then we have set up a prompt here in what format we want the answer. Okay, and finally it will cache some things so that we can get the answers from the frequent questions. Okay, so this is how the entire setup is. Cool, right? Now if I go back to here, okay, if you see, I had clicked on key points, right? It is showing here are main key points about the retrieval-augmented generations. RAG improves LLM fetching, and it gives sources also. If you see, these are the sources, and if you see the text, right, these sources and other things will be same. Okay, now let's say Why RAG? I don't know if this answers, but let's see. Why RAG? The term RAG, okay, it is, instead of why, it is considering what. The term RAG mostly common refers to retrieval augmented generation, an AI technique that enhances large language models by fetching external data, and it will give the sources. So basically, it is trying to match the RAG now, okay, and in this format, it will give us the things, okay. So this is how a simple AI chatbot based on the RAG application. Now, one more thing which I wanted to tell you is, once the QA chain is set up, we get the input output RAG query and display answer correct. Now key features of this, let's understand key features. Multi-format support, that means PDF and text is supported currently, and intelligent retrieval is there, UI is there, streamlined, privacy first, okay. Privacy first because it is running locally, right, so it is considering privacy. Now we are caching some things, that means, okay, we are caching something, right, so that means it will load once and then it is shared across everything, okay. It catches up to 100 recent queries which you can try it, and then current batch size is 32 as per which is 3 to 5 times faster than sequential processing. We have used chunking strategy, which is good enough, and then cleanup, okay. I have implemented the cleanup strategy, so every time you upload something new, I think it cleans up, okay. You need to look into that. But yeah, I will dump this results, dump this code base, okay, into the, what you can call, GitHub, and once it is done, I can post that repo link in the description of the YouTube also. So yeah, this was a simple RAG application which I wanted to show you. It's not that difficult, you can consider it as a beginner level project, but yeah, good things you will learn from this. Definitely you can mention this in your CV if you're starting your journey, and hope it will help you learn some good things, okay. Try to understand how the workflow is by putting the debugger points here, okay. You will understand that, okay, and once the use is done, you can stop the llama and then your app.py also. Okay, so let's see whether it is stopped, because sometimes it doesn't, I don't know why. I need to go and use that Control Shift Delete button. Yeah, this has stopped, okay, cool. You can create one DB actually, which will redirect you to store every documents instead of loading it manually, right. Store everything in DB and then look for how you can search the RAG application. And currently it is not able to deploy because I'm not able to deploy it from the local machine. I need to use anything like Docker or container or any LLM kind of thing, through which API kind of thing, which I can deploy directly through Streamlit cloud, I think, which I need to try. But yeah, you also people can try, okay. So hope this application helps, a simple project that you can mention in your CV. And yeah, if you learn something from this video, if you feel at least one point is was informative, do like, share and subscribe, and till then, take care, bye bye.